Hello again, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, aka Bruce, Mr. Chama. Nakama.
Boy, boy, I'm good. I'm good. When I go, week one is gone. We are now
Yeah,
going into the second week already.
I know it's been so quick, man. I mean, so quick, but it's an eventful game week one. So we'll break it down. So we're recording game week two preview. Timestamp is Wednesday. It's almost 10 o'clock here in the US and Japan.
It's almost 2 o'clock. It's 7 minutes to two. So
Okay.
yeah,
Thursday. I think the 21st. It's the 20th still here in the US. But yeah, man. So yeah, let's just go jump right in and discuss some of these fixtures, basically the results of game week one. Um, Liverpool, the curtain raiser, the first game week of the season. I mean, this was a very interesting game. I actually enjoyed this, even though wanted you guys to draw. So you guys didn't. Would have been if you guys drew this game. If you had drawn this game, man, it would have been interesting to say the least.
Mm.
Because as bad as Bournemouth were, you know what? I think we'll skip this game for the fan corner because it's the interesting game. But let's just
yeah.
save it for the fan corner. You probably give me your thoughts on the game. But anyway, let's skip to Aston Villa Newcastle. I didn't watch this game, but I heard it was very boring.
Mm. I
But
was the
if you if you actually imagine it, Aston Villa haven't really signed anyone this season, this window. Newcastle are actually holding firm to Isaac because if he leaves, man, I think they're in some big trouble because they
yeah.
haven't
The
signed any
transfer
striker yet.
window has been crazy. Yeah,
It's it's been terrible for them. I actually feel sorry for them, even though I should be laughing at them, but I feel sorry for them. Everybody's rejecting them. They've signed a few players, but obviously it's not like the caliber of players that they were looking to sign this season. The issue with Isaac that's going on right now. With the contract, he must to come to you guys, and I think he issued a statement saying that what was promised. I think by the
crazy.
outgoing
Yeah.
director
It
of
was
football or
scary.
something like
It
that.
was a scary statement coming from a
Man,
football
man,
club, and then
I was like, what is going on? And they also actually had a rebuttal saying that,
yeah.
well,
The, the,
you are
the
still
club
on a
responded
contract, and they
actually.
will accept you. Will accept you if you come back.
Yeah, I
Then
mean the
they're
club.
not selling him. I mean, they're not selling him. Okay, what are your thoughts on this situation, basically, before we jump into the other results?
It's a strange one, but it's something that is normal in football for clubs to players and to because football players it's not a commodity. When you are selling a commodity, the commodity don't have a say if you sell it or not.
Mm.
That is the problem with football players because the asset itself has a say if it goes or not, and when it want to
Yeah,
go.
actually, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
which is a three-way thing when it comes to
All
football.
parties have to agree before they
All
can
parties
actually
have to
happen.
agree. It's a three-way
Yeah,
thing. But I don't like to see these things.
yeah.
To be honest, when players and clubs get into this kind of messy situation, you can blame on both sides. But again, we are not in the discussion table. What they
Yeah, we don't
actually
know what the
said and
details of
what was not said.
of
So
the
sometimes we just
yeah.
have to be very careful. I know as football fans, we tend to use these opportunities. If you are a fan of that club, you tend to
I
use
mean,
it.
we are
And
selfish. We are football fans
we are
after all.
selfish, yeah, exactly. We
What
are
do we
selfish.
do?
And what is the best interest
Yeah,
of the club that you are supporting?
yeah,
And if you are
yeah.
not a Liverpool fan, you are thinking like this player is so bad. Why is he doing this when we don't even know the details of it?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a strange one. It's a strange, but I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing, and then I'm not gonna use this to judge the player himself and say he's a good
Mm.
person or he's that because we have seen him in the Premier League for the longest time.
I mean, he
So
had never
maybe
any issues.
he
Yeah,
has never
yeah,
had any issues
yeah.
or things
Some
like that.
similar to
So
this. Yeah.
he's
Hmm.
maybe back to the corner, but again, they say there's no loyalty in football, either from the player side, from the from the
The club
uh, from
side. Yeah.
from the club side. I know people will be saying, okay, does Liverpool really want this kind of player in their team, a player that will be doing this for them? So when another player, when another club like Real Madrid or another club like this comes,
And
and
then
then
he does the same to you
he
guys.
does,
Something.
but again, it does not work like that. If Liverpool pay 150 million for him or something like that, like and then give him a 5 years contract, and then okay, Real Madrid has come. Like they have to pay. That's why Real Madrid are now exploiting this
the free transfer market.
Free transfer market, because they know how difficult it will get. So yes, we know there's no loyalty in that. When I was younger, these things used to mean a lot more to me than now.
Players were loyal. They spend their whole careers basically in one club.
You expect that.
And they weren't even paid this much back in the day.
Back in the day, it's different. Like you remember when Trent was living, like I understand from his point of view at the end of the day that he wanted to leave, and I wish him all the best. Of course, I will not follow him and all that as a Real Madrid player, but I understand where they are coming from, So
they have a short career, though. Players
they have a short career. They have a decision to make. They have a say on what they want to do. Of course, we would like to see, done. If Newcastle had signed maybe, let's say, Ekatike, or let's say Sesko, maybe right now we will not even get to this point.
They would have let him go. I kind of feel they would.
I think it's because of how bad Newcastle have been in the transfer window that you have, or how terrible their transfer window is. Maybe they are not bad in it. It's just that sometimes the players they want, a bigger club come in and want it, and then it becomes frustrating as Newcastle fans that they are not as big as a Manchester United. They are not as big as a Liverpool. When they are competing for the same players, Newcastle are going to miss out, or a Chelsea in the case of Delap. But it's not something I like to see. But again, I would rather be conservative in analyzing the situation than try to paint it on one way, even though I would
understanding both sides of the situation. But
exactly.
I mean, I hope it gets resolved. I honestly don't know what to think of the situation. I do, like you said, understand both sides, but man, it's not for me to decide. Basically, I can have my own opinions, but it doesn't matter. We'll see how this one turns out. Which other game did you watch this in game week 1?
Brighton, of course.
Oh, Brighton, Fulham. How did it go?
It was frustrating for Brighton, I would say. They took the Fulham is a difficult team to play against. They make things very, very difficult. Yeah. Brighton could only score from a penalty. Even though Minte scored a goal and it was ruled out earlier, because like the ball was out of play when Baleba made the cross. And then he also had another big chance in the second half where he should have just used his side foot the ball into the net, but he rather went with power, and then the ball, blazed over the bar. He has a decent game, but Brighton as a team, they are missing that cutting edge. I don't know, maybe João Pedro or something
up front,
because the way they only could score through a penalty, of course, with all the other chances that they had. But again, Fulham are very difficult to play against because Brighton were leading until the 90th minute. And Fulham equalized. So that was the frustrating part, especially if you are a Brighton goalkeeper and a defender owner in FPL. I was one of those who owned the Brighton goalkeeper. Ruta played up front, which is interesting. He was in my team. He won the penalty and got a 6-pointer. But he did not play a lot of minutes. 63rd minute, he was off, I think, with Minte at the same time. And then Welbeck came in. But to be honest, Brighton did not improve when they make those substitutions. They kind of dropped off as a team, and Fulham were piling the pressure at that point, and then Fulham eventually got their equalizer in the end. So maybe that's a good thing for the Minte and the.
They might continue to start the next game until
exactly because the replacement did not do a lot when they came on. But it was a good game. It was a good game.
I saw highlights of Spurs Burnley. I mean, Spurs they look exceptional in this game. They did well, I think they did what they were supposed to do. A promoted team, they're supposed to win in a dominant fashion, and they did that. So like I said, I'll talk about my transfer that I actually did the last few minutes before the game kicked.
We have to talk about that. You have because it's like like no portfolio.
It was just off the cuff, man. I didn't even think about it. That's the biggest, scroll through that. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Sunderland, West Ham. This is the surprising result for me this week.
Surprising in a way,
team.
Personally, I'm not.
Really? Are West Ham that bad? Am I the only one that didn't watch them last season or something? What's going on?
No, I don't think West Ham are that bad. I was very skeptical of course, I got a West Ham player in the end. That was the left back. But I was very skeptical about this and the way I think we talked about it last week. Sunderland, the way they bought in the summer, they brought in Zach, giving their captaincy. I told you about that Senegalese player. They signed. He was in the team of the week actually. for his performance in that game. He did not score or get anything, but he was doing everything that they were doing. They brought in Adingara, who got also an assist in that one. They bought well. They bought very well, and then they make some key decisions, like giving Saka the captaincy. Saka was captain in Arsenal, one of the big teams in the Premier League just 2-3 years ago. So that player, bringing him in and making him your captain, and he's still in a very good player, because last year he was at Leverkusen with Alonso doing his job, he doing his thing in the Champions League and all that. So it's not like he's a finished Saka and then they bring him, but he is, of course, he's aging, but still he has something in him. And then you give that
experience
guy
is there, and there's a lot that he can actually do for this team, actually, to guide them.
They bought well, I'm not surprised.
Wolves Man City. This one, the performance kind of impressed me in a bit, especially in the first half. Wolves kind of like they did well, but they lost a major talisman in Cunha, so they kind of struggled a bit. But obviously, second half it seems like Man City just took over. Scored. But it doesn't. The first half didn't really reflect the scoreline, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But the key guy here is Reinders, man. The guy was all over the place.
Sounds weird, right?
Yeah, I was like, why? In my mind, I was thinking, man, because I considered him, but I never really considered him. I saw him in all the drafts. I was like, I haven't watched much of him, so I didn't really vouch that he would do so well. I was like, man, I really should have taken more note on this guy. It was impressive,
Exactly.
So,
exactly. But I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Chelsea. I mean, our guy didn't, disappointed. Like we said, I think we predicted this in the last season's review also, that like the impact this Club World Cup will have on like teams that participated, and Chelsea went all the way to the final and won it. And now they look good in preseason, obviously. That's why I was surprised that they had such a slow start in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know what the issue is. If you see it continue, then we should be worried, because Cole Palmer is not cheap. So Joao Pedro is also it's one of the highly owned players in the game anyway. So these two players should be. I'm sure a lot of managers actually keeping eyes on these two assets for Chelsea and see how well they perform in the next game, because it seems
okay.
Yeah, it seems like they're still struggling it seems like they're not as sharp as they should be for the beginning of the season.
What do you make of the goal they conceded from Palace, the free kick from Eze?
That's a goal, man. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I know I'm not a Palace fan, but as a football fan, like, come on, which referee doesn't give that goal? It doesn't make any sense. They said a rule that has been in
it has been there
in effect for like 7-8 years, but has never been used before. So why did you choose this game week or this game to actually? It doesn't make it. I don't know, man. Nobody.
Yeah. Definitely. I get the rule. I understand the rule and all that. But these kind of rules, they are only in effect ahead of the. Before somebody kick the play. For example, if the wall move forward, one step forward, they cheat. No, VAR will not interfere with that, right? VAR will never interfere with the wall moving forward or something like that. They will. It's similar to this. Like just before he took the shot, like Gehi, moved into the side of the wall, pushed this guy, but like it was not enough for VAR to interfere. The ref has to see it and then blow it. And I understand. But if it is going to VAR, there's many goals from last season. Even Chelsea scored a goal. I gave them an example. Reece James, he scored a free kick when Cucurella was literally inside the wall. You should be 1 meter away from the wall. And the ref will tell you this is where you should stand. But sometimes players will take a step here.
Yeah, I've seen that so many times, though. That's the thing. I actually see players in the wall all the time. So why would they choose this one to interfere? And the thing is, I want them to be consistent. If it's happening now and they actually disallow this goal, then from now on, all the gamings to the end of the season, I want to see this thing being implemented, or else it's going to be a big problem.
It has to happen. It has to happen. That is the most important thing you said. Consistency is the most important. But it doesn't make any sense for me. But I understand it's an infringement, but it's not an infringement that if the referee does not see it, it should be bring back to call it. That is how I feel about it. But if you tell me is it correct applying the law? Absolutely. but it's not something they are consistently applying in every, because like you say, we often see players in the world, and even some football fans don't even know that.
I was surprised that it was
because
a
nobody
rule.
cares too much.
I
That
was
rule
like,
was
what?
only made actually when the rule came
Yeah.
in the past. I can be like a player can be inside the wall in the past, but because of there used to be some sneaky things, people will be stepping on each other,
Okay.
and it used to cause a lot of chaotic, scenes. Then they say,
Mhm.
okay, you cannot be 1 meter from a wall that is made. So the purpose of that was not necessarily to avoid goals or something, but it was more like to avoid the chaotic scenes that happened, and it's still happening in corner kicks, like the Arsenal score against Man United. They were
that
all
was
over the
yeah.
goalkeeper.
That
They
was.
were all over the goalkeeper, but nothing
Why did they
happened.
use VAR for that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because the guy was basically pulling the keeper's arm down. So I mean,
Exactly. If the ref has called a foul, nobody will call VAR will never come in, because those things are acceptable. But in essence, it's a foul. Understand? It's a foul. But if the ref does not see, it's okay. It's the same. I think with the corner kick. It's the same thing.
anyways.
It was not necessary. Yeah.
We'll discuss ours in detail when we get to the fan corner. But next one is Forest and Brentford. I think this was an expected kind of result. Brentford have been depleted, to be honest. They lost two of their top players in Boma and Visa. Visa actually not lost Visa. Visa is still there, but he wants to leave. But he didn't play, so obviously. I don't know how they're going to survive, man. It's going to be difficult for them with a new coach. The coach left with the backroom staff, and then I don't know. We'll see. And then Man U 0, Arsenal 1. We'll talk about that fan corner. Leeds 1, Everton 0. I watched this game. I wasn't really impressed. I was watching it,
It was a boring
walking
game,
and
right?
watching it. I mean, it's whatever it is, but another promoted team beating,
What do you make of the
another.
penalty? The penalty.
I didn't see it though. I was watching the game,
Okay.
but I didn't really focus on it. So I don't
Everything
know.
are complaining though. They say it should not have been a penalty or something. The
So many
handball.
complaints though this week.
Yeah. So many complaints. Even our game, there was something that should have happened. The red card for this guy who used the hands and Senesi, and they say it's not a.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Actually, that was intentional.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, to be honest, to be fair, I don't want to be, biased here.
Uh-huh.
I think if the referee gave a red card, I don't think anybody should complain.
We complain, yeah.
Because he basically tried to hit the ball with his hand.
Exactly.
So,
It's intentional.
I don't know who
the ball,
do. Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah. If he get, they were lucky. Let's call it that they were lucky. So
yeah.
So next we can just go to our own teams. If you can share your team and see how well you did,
Yeah,
it was a good
sure.
start for you. It was a good start.
Yeah, the bench boost. I would say it went well. I would say it went well.
15 points. I mean, yeah, that's a success.
Yeah, 15 points of the bench. Exactly. That's how I would wanna analyze my bench. Rather than looking at the worst 53 players. Some will do that way, like just looking at the worst 4 players, 1-1-1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But it doesn't make sense because I think if I had this team, this was going to be my starting 11. So my bench was going to be this. So 15 points off the bench with Bizot. I'm very proud of that one. There are some points that you get them and then you feel proud. But I'm pretty sure not many
not many people actually,
not many people will own him. But if you look at my team, you have Cells. Cells, unfortunately, he considered a penalty. The keeper also, they considered the 90th minute frustrating one. If there was any regret in my team selection, was going for the Liverpool defense. I know you did not do it, but that Liverpool bias kind of got me to do that. That I needed a Liverpool defender. But in essence, if I look at the team analytically, analyze the team, I should have come to a conclusion that you don't need to get a Liverpool defender at this point because the problems that we are facing in preseason and then the fact that we don't have the defensive midfielder in grabbing back. Talk about that later. So, but my bias or my fan, being a Liverpool fan, maybe sway me into getting a Liverpool defender. But now, Van der Ven clean sheet, good one, and then Kudus also came good, 10 points from him, and then Salah captain late one there. I'm talking about chopping off my clean sheets late, getting Salah to get those points late on. It's all right. Getting Salah to get those points late on.
There you go.
It was good. It was refreshing for us, the captain. And I think we all captain him.
I mean, I was relieved because I was like, this is good. I was like,
Yeah,
man, this
and
is
he didn't
going to be
expect him to
terrible.
score from that position, right?
He
In
didn't
his
have
right.
a he didn't have a he didn't have a good game at all, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
exactly,
yeah, man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Back to back, he did not have even though in first half he could have got something, I think, but the second half he was so quiet. Before that chance, he was so quiet. Minte 3 points, Palmer 3 points, and then up top, João Pedro with the 2 pointer. Then Eketike,
Yeah,
Wood.
he was impressive. He was
And again,
impressive.
you spoke about Randers earlier. I've seen enough from Randers in this preseason to know that he could be a good pick. And Eketike was similar. But because I'm a Liverpool fan, I say, okay, I will go for
Went with.
Eketike. It did pay off. But I think if Eketike was another team player, I would not have gone that far to go with him in game week 1. But it did pay off. So I cannot complain too much about that one. And he looks really, really sharp. He could be a very good asset in the field, but it depends on what happens with Isaac. If Isaac is there, it will be a different story with Ekatike.
Yeah.
And then the bench
Might play, yeah.
I had Bizot, Jorginho Ruta, Dogu, and Juve. Juve late came into my team because I did not want to have, which is crazy. I didn't want to have 100% home player. So I said, let me just bring in one away player just to, at least have that. And then Juve ended up getting 1 point, and then the one I took off, which was Rodon, he ended up getting the clean sheet for Leeds. But 15 points with the bench boost.
I mean, yeah,
I would
that's
take
good.
it. I would take it. Like, this is not like how many points can I get from the bench? Of course, you can have more.
It's a win. I mean, it's a successful bench boost for me. If it's even if you get 10 points, you know what I mean. So like 15 is it's more than enough for me. Because we all know this chip is a troll chip. You never really care what you anticipate from this at all. So yeah, it's a win. Definitely. Let me show. Yeah. Oh, this is my preview. Let me share this. Yeah, I got 68 points. It's funny. For some reason, I think I was on about 800k, and then they I think Cucurella didn't get they took 1 point off him and gave it to Sanchez or something like that, or the bonus point system, and then all of a sudden, I was on 69 or something like that, but I don't know, something happened where my rank just went down a lot because of some changes in bonus point in the Chelsea game, which was after like a day or so. I was like, that's odd. But yeah, 68 points. Not too bad. I had Cells in goal, 2 points, Cucurella with 8 points, Van de Ven with 6, Reniello with 6. So my defenders did well, all kept clean sheets, which I was happy about, which doesn't happen very often for my team. Salah with 16 points. Minte is kind of a disappointment. Gakpo, who I think I brought in as like a differential, not differential per se, but one of the ones where I was like, let me go some different from Verts. So I think, rewarded there with his goal. I was expecting more though. I don't know why he didn't get more points, because just 7 points.
He had a good game though.
He had a good game. Yeah. Palmer disappointment with 3 points. Drapedo with 2. Watkins also another disappointment with 2. But then Richarlison is the one where he rewarded me. If it wasn't for him, I think I probably would have had a really bad game week, But yeah, Richarlison though, I remember when we had the pod last week, and you were telling me about Welbeck. I was like, okay, he's not starting in preseason, so I was a bit worried. I was like, okay, who do I bring in at this price point that actually makes sense? I thought about Strand Larsen, but I wasn't impressed, even though I know Wolves. Last season, he had Cunha. He did well Strand Larsen last season, but then without Cunha, they're going to actually struggle a bit. He might score a few goals, obviously, but he's a good player. But the chances, man, and the creation of chances, I think it's going to be less. So I wasn't impressed. But when I saw Richarlison, because I watched the Super Cup, I was like, yeah, the eye test came into play here. I was like, I was impressed with, what he did in that game. He was really lively. And Solanke wasn't starting because they said he wasn't. I don't know whether he hasn't had much game time or the coach just prefers Richarlison for now. I don't know. But he started, and then Solanke came in, and he did score. I mean, Richarlison scored 2 goals. So I think for now, until the next few game weeks, I don't know how long this trend is going to be, or this form is going to continue his starting position. But I'm going to enjoy it for now and see how it goes. But yeah, that's my team.
Yeah, nice.
So
Yeah, listen, he might move, no. Yeah, he might be a very good asset. I don't know which team is looking at him. Is it Tottenham
they
or is
wanted to add him as like a player plus cash for AC. They were just beating
yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah,
bush,
yeah.
and,
Exactly,
and then
exactly,
I was like, why would you do that? Somebody that
exactly.
started off well, and then all of a sudden you're trying to, make him unstable by trying to offer him to the other guy. I don't know what they're doing, but
Yeah.
anyways, moving on to the Kotu Classic Mini-league update. Yeah, it's first game week, obviously, so it's a bit tight. Yeah, we have tied for fourth. So in
I'm up
fourth,
there.
yeah, up there. I think I saw you. I barely just
Forever
slipped through.
20. Fourth. I'm for that fourth.
Yeah,
Forever 20. Tied
yeah,
fourth.
yeah,
Who about fourth?
that's one. Yeah, of course. I was like, what am I doing? Yeah, so tied for fourth. So you had a good start, man. Honestly,
Hmm.
Cindy,
So
RPL.
I could be dangerous this season, huh?
I mean, so I think a good start in FPL is really important, and I
It's
think if you have a
important.
good start, you're good.
Mhm.
So at least you're representing one of us is there this this time around, which is good.
It's been a long time, right?
We all know it's been a while since we saw our names in our own league. You can't even show up, man. Top 20, nothing. Yeah. So in third is Ibro Jallo, 86 points. Ali today is in second with 87, and then 92. Sanjali Bojang with 92 points. I think this name sounds very familiar, but I'm not sure.
It's Sonny. Sonny is
Oh,
that's his
Sonny?
name. You didn't know that is his
Wow.
name.
Really? Yeah, I was saying Sanjali Boy. That's a familiar name. So Sonny is leading. Interesting. Okay.
He's up top. He's up there. He I checked his team before we come. I think he's also on the bench boost.
Bench boost. Ah. Oh,
Yeah.
so congrats,
And then,
Sonny. At
and then
least,
I see Richarlison in his team as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, that was a
That's a
good
good shot. Yeah, that's a good
that
shot.
was, yeah.
Sonny is on
First start
fire
for
this
him.
game, huh? Maybe
Mhm.
he'll get a manager in. I mean, talk to the manager section invite. One of
Yeah,
these.
sure. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, so next segment is fan corner. Liverpool, can you explain your own perspective of the Isak, like quickly, just a summarized version of it? What do you think about the whole saga? Like, what do you think you guys need him, or how you think it will impact your team with Ekitike there, who's like a similar profile of players, in my opinion? But yeah,
Yeah, no, definitely. When people watch the two games that we've played so far, or even the last three games, including the preseason game we played against Bilbao, what was it, Bilbao at Anfield? You will be like, oh yeah, Ekatike can do the job. He can do the job of like as a load striker there, and he can take off. But again, we have to look at the squad depth. We have to look at the depth of the squad. We need depth up top. We lost three players who were playing there last season: Darwin, Diaz, and Jota. So now we have already brought in only Isaac, Eketike. So we need numbers there. But Eketike have proven to be that I could be the number one, you know. And then of course Isaac, when he comes in with all that money, he's supposed to be that number one. And I know when people say, maybe now you don't need Isaac. We need numbers there. We need a player there, definitely. But if you don't get Isaac, who has put in everything he wants to come to Liverpool, who do we get in that position? And again, Isaac is one of those players. He will take you from this level. He will take a very, very good team to the next level. Like he's that kind of player. Not many players can do that. A player who can take a team from this level to another level. Especially when you're talking about Real Madrid and then you want to replace, let's say, Vinicius Junior or somebody in. It's almost impossible to call Palmer at Chelsea. You want to get a better player for him. Like it's almost impossible. But
very
Isaac,
few players that can actually
very few
replace
that
him
can
in the
do that,
team.
and
Yeah,
Isaac can
yeah.
do this. Take Liverpool from here to here because he's currently, if you're
One of
talking
the
about
best
the
strikers
best strikers,
in
I
the
think
league, actually. Yeah,
in the league,
best in the league.
Haaland has
Well,
to be
yeah,
it.
Haaland is. Yeah, I think number Haaland
He
is
still
the
has
number
to
one.
be it. But after Haaland, you have to mention Isaac. But looking at the season they have last season, I think Isaac is up there now. That's why he's in the team of the season for in the Premier League. He had a better season than Haaland. So, do we need him? Which people keep asking me. We need numbers in that squad. And is Isaac the profile that we really need? Maybe not, but he will take our club to the next level. And again, you are competing, and if somebody is going to improve your team, it is how can I say, it is unfamiliar for a Liverpool fan to be wanting this kind of players to come and because we already have it. We already have that player. For example, you see, let's say Liverpool have Salah, and then they say, okay, Saka is available for Liverpool. Buy Saka. Like, it does not make sense for us Liverpool fans.
You're not used to that kind of.
You're not used to those kind of things. But at the end of the day, this one, you have to put it into context. At the end of the day, why did we? Why do we want him? There is a lot of factors that involve in it. But do we really need him? Ekatike has proven that we don't. That I can agree with you. Yeah.
So what about your thoughts on the game against Bournemouth? Because Bournemouth, to be honest, they lost almost all their back line. Is there, I think, maybe just one player that didn't actually get a move? Because the keeper was gone, Kekes is gone.
I would say they are back four of last season. They are consistent back four of last season. Was not played. Back five, even the right back was injured. Who usually play Cook, and then they have to bring in their old Smith, the captain of the club, but he's not a starter in the team. So he has to come in.
Yeah. So it's like the
back five was completely different.
Yeah, and they got a new player. Yeah.
They have a new player from France to the defender. He's a very good. He did very well, I think, on Liverpool.
Yeah, he did well. Yeah, he did well.
Yeah. Senesi, he has been there. Last year he was injured for most of the season. That's why actually Hoyson got into the team, because Senesi was injured. Senesi was the first choice player. And then because of his injury, Hoyson got in, and then Hoyson played with Zabania. When Senesi came back, Hoyson was already established, one of the best defenders, very young defenders in the league. So he cannot get.
You just got your move to go to Real Madrid. Man,
yeah.
What a story.
Exactly. But I think they were very good. I think the worst thing was about the what is his name? The goal scorer, Semenyo, the incident with Semenyo.
The race, the incident. I actually missed that. I didn't even know what's going on until I think after. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
And then the person who was doing it, a cripple, you just cannot understand. You just cannot understand some people, like
first game of the season.
First game of the season. What was the reason? The game was 0-0. I cannot understand why he will even do this, such. But thank God, they handled the situation very well. He was arrested later, and the referee handled it. And Semenyo, top class.
Yeah, he was very calm about the situation.
Very calm about the guy. The guy said, "What did you say?" He went on with his game. Told the referee. The referee did what he has to do, and then Semenyo went on to score a brace against Liverpool. And then not only that, he went on to put a wonderful message. The message he put on his Instagram was absolutely brilliant. From the guy they were here, I see. Maybe I will use one of Sulan Mbam we hang away Hambabi or Mbabi and so at the end of the day, you have to be the human being. Like you are better than that. Yeah, you are better than that. And then he handled the situation very well. The way he played, he was absolutely brilliant. The second goal he scored.
I think it's going to be that talisman. Who else? Kluivert is injured too.
Kluivert is injured.
They lost.
Maybe Evan Nielsen.
Evan Nielsen. What has gone to? So I mean, they need to.
Yeah, but we are not great. From a Liverpool point of view, we were not great in the game. We are, counter-attack again 2 times. I think there was a statistic that said Liverpool only considered 1 goal from counter-attack last season. We have already considered from preseason to now. I think this is the fourth counter-attack we considered. Yeah.
I think you mentioned one thing last game week, or I don't remember when you actually made this comment, but for me, I believe this is your coach's first season. Because last season he was using Klopp's team. He just tweaked it, made it perfect, and they were playing the Klopp way. Now, because he plays with fullbacks, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be a problem.
Our fullbacks
there's going to be a lot of pressure on those 2 centre backs to actually cover. He's going to have to find a way to make it work, because there's going to be a lot of work to do. Because that's I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. What they do. But also we have to I have to be a little bit relaxed about the situation. For example, Gravenberch hasn't played since he was suspended for that game.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's fair.
And he was the person who will be destroying all these things. But again, the counter-attacking situations was not down to it was down to Liverpool. It wasn't down to I think it was down to us. Liverpool are leading 2-0. The coach shared this directly, and then you are trying to make some fancy flicks. That is Szoboszlai in the middle, which was very, very uncalled for, unnecessary. And he put in his work, all these things. But at 2-0, why are you doing that? Liverpool lost the ball, and then what happens? They are off. They created a counter, they scored. The second one, Salah in a very promising position. and then his pass, misplaced the pass, counter attack. Semenyo drop the ball to Semenyo. Semenyo go and score. It was all the doing of the players. At the end of the day, it could have
Mistakes
been
like this,
it could have been
mistakes,
avoided.
yeah.
But again, last season we were not conceding these goals. But again, we have not settled yet. The team is not yet settled.
It's not, it's like a new team basically, because
it's a
the
new
attack
team.
is new,
I
the
said
right back
we
is
are in
new,
transition.
the left back is new. I mean, it's kind of like a new team.
And then you are missing some
It's gonna
key
take some
players.
time to gel.
Yeah, even McAllister is not fit yet to play full 90 minutes. So our midfield has already changed significantly. So yeah, I'm not worried like as much. But if it continues, of course, I will. And when Gravenberg come and all the team comes together, and then we are seeing these signs again, that's when I will be worried. But for now, to be honest, it's not. I just want us to get the points on the board and then keep going. This is why I was disappointed at myself for actually picking a Liverpool defender, because I know these things. I know these things, and I should use this analysis to make a decision on a Liverpool defender. But no, and then I went with the Liverpool defender in my FPL team because everybody was, going with the Liverpool defender. Yeah, it was disappointing.
Man U.
Let's go to Man U.
Well, we have a brand new attack. I can say that. We have a brand new attack. Kunyambomo, Sesko. I think it's going to take us some time for us to really gel, even though those two are quality players. Sesko is pretty much a bit unknown, but he's coming into a situation where it's much better than Højlund. At least, he has two matured players that are going to support him, which is good. And our main issue is midfield. I think we tried to address this. Apparently, there were some rumors going around that, not rumors per se, but this was confirmed by Ornstein that we were trying to sound out Baleba to see if we can sign him. But Brighton don't want to sell now. They're not, they are very. They are a well organized institution. I think Chelsea would, and difficult to deal with. Chelsea will attest to that. So they sold Caicedo for like 100 and something million pounds. So I think they were looking for the same price for Baleba, even though they didn't communicate what his actual price is or what it's going to be, meaning that they don't want to sell. So we just, what, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, you guys don't want to sell, so we'll come back probably next season or something like that. But the thing is, we need a midfielder because Bruno is a 10. He never really fit into the way the coach likes to play. That whatever 3-4-3 type of formation or 3-4-2-1. He doesn't fit that double pivot because he always vacates the position and goes up as a 10. Because you've used to be playing this same type of way. It's going to be difficult for you to just change all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, the coach didn't want him to leave because we got an offer, but he said that okay, we don't need to sell Bruno. He wants Bruno to stay. He's a captain. He's very influential in the dressing room. You need those kind of characters in the team. But my opinion is that we need two central midfielders that are actually really good at what they do. You cannot try to shoehorn a player who's a 10 into that position because it's a very difficult position to play. Casemiro can't play that anymore. He doesn't have the legs, even though he does well. He had a good game against Arsenal, but still, we need engines. And Baleba is like a player that ask any Man U player, I would say, okay, he's perfect for the role, at least one of the roles. Especially if you're playing with Bruno, because we all know Bruno is going to be one of that midfield, one of the pivot in that system, definitely. So what's the point? We need also a keeper, as you saw. Even though I kind of feel like it was a bit. I can say as a fan, I'll say, okay, it should have been a foul, whatever, because the keeper was impeded. But it's in your box as a keeper. This is your zone. If you don't come out and be authoritative, what do you expect the defenders to do? They're going to encroach and do what they have to do. You need to show that you are aggressive. If you come out, there's no defender that's going to stand there. If you come out, aggressive, there's no way they're not going to risk that. But it is what it is. But I feel like we need to sign these two players. We need to sign a midfielder. Baleba is the ideal midfielder we have to sign. Even if we don't get him this season, I feel like, or this window, feel like we need to sign somebody at least who's going to be an alternative, same type of profile, or either get like a stopgap type of signing who's going to be a good player, but it's going to be like a squad player, play him this season, and then probably come back for Baleba next season. And we also need a keeper because the coach, our coach said that our manager said that he's actually didn't choose Onana. I don't know what's going on here because he's our first choice keeper. And then, Bayern there. The second keeper is now playing, so I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, that's
Yeah, but it was a good performance from you guys. I
mean, it's
think
impressive. Yeah, it's encouraging, basically.
yeah, it's encouraging. First game of the season, you went for it. I think draw would have been a very fair result for that one. I don't know if you
Yeah.
played enough to win it, but you did not deserve to lose that game against Arsenal. And yeah,
But we
speaking of
pinned them back. We pinned them. It's been a long time since we played Arsenal and actually got more of the possession and actually dominated in a way.
yeah,
Even though we
yeah,
didn't create clear
that's
cut
that, that's
chances.
where that's where
That's the only
that's where
problem. That's the
yeah.
only issue I have. But we
Because
dominated
Arsenal we
and
are
we played.
comfortable defending deep.
They didn't have
behind.
to do anything, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's the problem. So if you have that dominance, you have to create, you have
to
to
do
make it
something
count.
with it. You
You
need to
have to
be
do something,
potent.
and
Yeah,
that's why I believe it was a draw, was a fair result. You didn't deserve to win it. You didn't deserve to lose it. And Arsenal didn't. I don't think they deserve to win that game. So draw would have been a fair result. First game
I
of the
mean,
season.
we have a very difficult start. So if we had drawn that, that would have been like a confidence boost or even one
Yeah,
confidence
it
boost to
would
go
have
on
been
and actually,
it would have been huge. It would have been huge
But
for you.
I kind of feel like the players kind of felt like they gave everything in that game, and they didn't get a result from it. So it's a bit disheartening, because we finished 15 last season and nobody is forgetting that anytime soon. we need a fast start, and losing your first game week to one of your biggest rivals is not the best way to go. But I mean, it's encouraging.
How about
still.
the new signings? What do you make of them?
They did okay. I Cunha, man. Cunha, he's going to be a big player for us. If I should pick,
he should have scored,
like an
he
FPL
has
asset,
some half chances.
Yeah, I feel like Cunha and Bomo are going to be very influential in the way we play.
Mm-hmm.
Bomo didn't really, when you signed him, he wasn't really match fit, so he's getting there. You can tell that he's not Bomo that we know of FPL.
Yeah,
aggressive Bomo.
my boy.
The fitness is still a bit there, so give him a few more games. Same with Sesko, he actually needs more game time. Yeah. So the three of them are going to be three attackers, and so they have to really work together and actually find a way to make it work and build up that chemistry, because all three of them are new. But it's at least better than what we had last season. That's why I'm happy with. Last season we didn't have an attack, so teams were just comfortable just doing whatever they want to do with us, anyways.
Actually, who impressed me? Casemiro. Before you guys took him off, I was quite impressed with his performance.
Yeah, he did well. Absolutely, yeah, he did well.
Changing the play, like he was doing things that are not, I'm not familiar. I don't know him.
He can. You mean to pass? He's passing. He's very good.
He's passing is
very good. Yeah.
If you hear Casemiro, what you hear was the
defensive
one that he will play. Of course, he is a decent passer, but I mean, he was putting in some top passes, like a proper libero, the one who got like this Pirlo type of player. Who we just see. I don't know how they call it.
I know what you mean. But
he's
always had that though. Actually, he's always had that for some reason. But I think maybe at Real he was just confined to a specific role. But because he always had, you can have Cruz and Modric, and you say you want to pass in front of those two, they're the best passers in the world.
You have to give it to them, right?
Just do your role,
he was most of the chances that Man United were getting in the first half. It was because of him coming from his switch, winning the ball, and he was also winning the ball in the middle there.
That I was surprised. I was surprised with that.
Yeah, and he was him alone at the end of, because Bruno was going right.
He wouldn't stay. He wouldn't stay in his position. That's the problem. So it's like coming back to the same thing. You're actually playing one player to cover all that whole space. What's the point? And Bruno is going to run into one of the left tens or the right tens' position as well.
And then they're going to clash.
You need to be positionally restrained, man.
Positional discipline.
Just stay in your place. I know he's a good player and everything, but anyways.
That is the problem with him.
Yeah. So I don't want to be complaining about one of my best players.
Do they expect to have another? Okay, you talk about the goalkeeper. Donnarumma is available. Man City are there.
We distance ourselves from him.
Why?
That was what I heard about a week or so ago. I think the wages. Before we sign any keeper, we need one of the keepers gone. And the coach the manager is saying that he needs a new keeper, but apparently the board do not want to sign a new keeper. So I don't know what's going on there. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I might be wrong, but
for me,
we all know we need a keeper.
Yeah, for me, he's the best shot stopper right
so
now.
he's been
I
linked
think
to Man City now.
Man
So
City, yeah, I think
I
he
don't
will
know
go
what's
into
going
Man
on there.
City. But like, if I don't have Alisson, like the next goalkeeper I want to have is him. As a
Still not
Liverpool
over.
fan, if I don't, he's that
We
guy.
were excited though that we were gonna get him because
Yeah.
his
So I
price
don't
is
know
not
why.
yeah.
Yeah, I cannot understand why you guys are not all over him, knowing that you don't have a goalkeeper. You are happy with because the coach is
I
not
think
happy
it's
with.
the wage structure. That's what I that's
Now
my
you guys are being
thinking.
careful with the
Yeah,
payment.
yeah. None of our players are. I think the one that we signed are on
Yeah,
more than
but I think
200,
he's
200K
actually he's leaving PSG because of that. Okay,
because of
because of
wages.
money.
He wants more than 200K, and that's a lot of
Yeah,
money for a keeper,
he.
especially for a keeper. Even the best keepers, I don't think are on 200K. So I don't know, man.
Man City can pay it.
Yeah, maybe they can pay.
Uh,
So the last segment, the game week 2 preview. This is going to be interesting. I didn't look at the fixtures basically. I wish we could share that.
yeah, just scroll down your team. Okay, you use the.
No, I think I did. Did I have it here? No. Oh, I
What
don't
was it?
think I did. Yeah,
Okay,
let
we
me
can.
just.
Yeah,
You want to share?
share screen. Go ahead. You can share screen.
Okay. Okay. So, what am I showing? Can you see my screen?
Your screen is down there. Yes. Yeah, this one. Okay.
There we go. Yeah. So let's just quickly go through the gaming. Friday. That's just the first. It's another Friday deadline, basically.
Yeah.
West Ham, Chelsea. So you will get to see what Chelsea is made of, whether it was a blip or whether they really have a what do you call it again? Slow start because of the Club World Cup. We have Man City Spurs. I think this is the game of the week. Basically, it's going to be interesting. Bournemouth, Wolves, Brentford, Aston Villa, Burnley, Sunderland, Arsenal, Leeds. It's going to be full of goals. But Leeds are pretty impressive defensively. They impressed me. They're pretty, not the gung ho Leeds we're used to. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Everton, Brighton, Fulham, Man U, and then Newcastle, Liverpool. That's also another interesting game, because of that what's going on right now. I'm sure it's going to be full of fouls and
Okay.
afters and yeah. But which games are you keeping your eyes on for this week?
Of course, I want a free hit, right? That was my plan. So we talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we talk about that when we come to the teams. So for us, of course, I'm looking at the Arsenal fixture Leeds. Even though Leeds, you say, yeah,
I
but like
mean,
I said,
yeah.
I'm not worried because these teams when they come up, the team that is playing at home, Sunderland. That's why I'm not surprised by the wins of Sunderland and even Leeds United. Home advantage is something that is not taken as big as I do. Many people don't, but for me, it's huge. That's why I think Sunderland and Leeds were able to, got those results. So I'm looking at the Arsenal fixture. I'm looking at the Bournemouth fixture because of Wolves, the way they were, how bad they were,
Yeah.
how
The
depleted
defense,
they
the
are.
defending, yeah, definitely.
Even Tottenham, Man City. I'm looking at the Man City players for this fixture.
But man, you need to be careful. Spurs are going to be very, very defensively resolute this season.
It's
You know
gonna
the
be
coach that
different.
they
Yeah,
have, right?
I know they're gonna play five at the
Yeah,
back.
it's going to be
And all
difficult
that.
to score against them. But we have to after this game, we'll confirm if they are really like a different team. Because last season
They will not be
they were
like last
different.
season. Of course.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be
But
interesting.
I think Man City still they are good enough to score, regardless
agree,
of how supposed to they are defensively. They have good players. I'm not gonna deny that. I think still Man City will, at home should expect a little bit more from them. Yeah, there are some good away fixtures though. Aston Villa, Brentford, because Brentford too. But again, I'll be careful about that fixture because of Brentford playing at home for their first home game of the season. West Ham, Chelsea, even that one, I know I will back Chelsea to win it. But again, West Ham will be playing at home, and these are things that I take into account. So they are difficult fixtures to call those ones, but I think the obvious one Arsenal and Bournemouth, they have the best fixtures going into this week. How about what's your take?
I think I kind of agree. I think which one was I looking at actually? Uh, Man City Spurs, but yeah, it's going to be difficult because I want to see, because this game would actually dictate or tell us a lot about both of these sets of players. Because Man City, we already know they're good, but whether they, against Wolves were really poor, maybe that was why they scored so many goals. You know what I mean? So we learn a lot from this. Aston Villa too, because I'm also impressed with their last game. So this game too might tell us a bit, even though it's away.
Mhm.
Brentford, I've not really expected too much from them. So I think I kind of agree with most of your Newcastle too. I think this time around, if Isak doesn't play, but they're playing at home, so
Mhm.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's a
it's gonna be
difficult
tricky.
game.
That's why
It's
I'm
a
on a
tricky, yeah.
I'm on a
It's a
bench
tricky
boost,
week,
and I'm not
yeah,
even considering the Liverpool players. But I
yeah.
know it's a fixture that always bring goals. Always come with a lot of goals. This fixture,
Mhm.
but I'm not sure. I think last season was it? Last season was it a 3-3? There, last season was a
Yeah.
3-3. Yeah, and so I think Salah scored one and assisted a couple. That was the time they considered last minute. Isaac scored that brilliant goal, that one touch of Van Dijk, and then that was the shot that was the fastest, that was the most powerful shot in the league last season, actually. In
The one
terms
that
of
Isak scored?
yeah, the Isaac scored the shot that he took against
Ooh.
Liverpool. That score, it was a brilliant goal. Yeah, 3-3 it was, and we have seen a lot of 4-3s in these fixtures, a lot of 3-2s in this fixture. There's always goals in it. For both teams as well. So if you are gonna you have the Liverpool defenders, I think you should be very careful with this one. Um, but I don't know. I because of these goals, I want to go with Salah.
Mm.
Uh, but as a free hitter,
Yeah.
I want to just
Let me see. Let me
go
see
against
your let's see your free hit draft.
the draft. There's been okay.
You're still
This is the
working on
latest
it?
draft. I'm still working on this. I'm still working, but this is the latest draft as it stands. Let's go. Where is it? No, this is this one. This is my latest draft. I'm
Mm.
100% sure this is not going to be my team at the end. For example, Bruno Fernandes is there. I don't think I want to own him against Fulham away. Difficult fixture and another away fixture. But I did not have any. I want that player to be Salah, but I don't have the money. So
Oh.
I want to go against
Oh, you
Salah.
have
Then
Haaland, so obviously, yeah,
yeah,
it's going to be
I
difficult.
have Haaland, I have
You have a
Reinders,
good team. Yeah.
I have a strong defense. In defense, I goal I have Petrovic, Bournemouth at home, Gabriel, Ayat Nouri, and Munoz. Do all three play at home, Leeds, Tottenham, and Nottingham Forest. And then midfield, you have Reinders. Obviously, you have to have him. Semenyo, he play against Wolves after what he did as well. You want to have him. And then Saka, like these three players, I'm quite sure I want to have them in my bench boost, in my free hit. Then the midfield, who's gonna accommodate them, or who's gonna be the third midfielder, is the fourth midfielder is the problem that I'm having right now. Any suggestion, I'm open. And then up top, I have Gyökeres. He was out of my team initially after the performance, but because of Havertz is out now with a long-term injury,
Mm.
Arsenal have no option but to play Gyökeres. And I have heard that he might be the one on penalties now for Arsenal.
Yeah, I
So
heard about that too.
it
Yeah.
makes things very interesting. Even my captaincy is on Semenyo, which is not going to happen. I've not
Mm.
even changed my captain. And then you have up top Haaland and Eva Nelson. So this is the free hit draft. If I could make Bruno into a Salah, then I would be very happy. But I don't
That would
have
be
that.
perfect, but then yeah, I don't think
I don't have that possibility.
I don't think that's going to be possible.
Yeah. What
Ah
can I do?
man,
What can you? What's your take there
that's-
in that midfield?
yeah,
Any midfielder that's
it's a bit tough though. Yeah, which midfielder comes to mind? Like looking at the fixtures though, like that's the thing.
yeah, exactly. Looking at the
Uh,
fixtures.
that's the thing.
Uh,
Looking at the fixtures, which
If I have to bring in Cole Palmer, I have to downgrade somewhere. But Cole Palmer have
Mhm.
not proven to me that
He hasn't
you
proved. No.
you
Honestly, and
should, you should downgrade.
He's playing away anyway. So yeah, it's not like
Exactly. Even West Ham
he's
is a poor team. Like, it's been terrible in their first week. But like, you need another 1.5 million to accommodate Palmer. I can do that. For example, I can get Munus to a 4.5 and then Ayak Nouri to a 5 million, like Man City defender, or 5.5
Mhm.
million. Then I can get a Palmer. But has he proven to me that I should, break my team for him to come in? He's not that player. He's not yet dude. He has not yet done that. And he only scored one open play goal since January in the Premier League. Since January,
he's had a very
one open play goal since January.
I think it's the Club World Cup that actually kind of swayed us into getting
exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Even pre-season 2, he's not been doing too badly, but man, maybe he's, I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm giving him like a week. If I don't see anything impressive, he's going to be out of my team because he's too expensive to be there coasting. I can't have that.
Eze would have been an easy pick.
That's what I was thinking to Eze, because of what's going on
right now. You don't want to get there.
Yeah, you don't want to risk it.
How about Ismail Assar? What do you think? Or Jai at Everton? What do you think? Or who else can I?
Jai played, but Everton were not. Did he impress me? To be honest.
They did not.
No, they didn't impress me. So even Jai was playing left. He was playing from the left wing. It's not like he was a 10 or he was a
Morgan Rogers
striker. Rogers, yes. I think Rogers might be a good option.
I guess Brentford.
Because Brentford have been a bit poor. Even though they are playing at home, Aston Villa, they need to do something in this game. Yeah. So Rogers is one option. I think I'll go with
Ismail Assar, no?
Assar too, yeah. Well, it depends though. He might be the talisman if Eze doesn't play. I don't think Eze is going to play.
Yeah. I don't think Eze is going to play. I think by that time because they have agreed terms with Arsenal, right?
Here we go, Fabrizio.
So it's here we go. So I don't think Eze will play. I think Ismail Assar will be the talisman in that one. That's why I don't even play 3-5-2 because of the midfielders. I don't have a lot of options. How about Liverpool? And then Liverpool, they are playing Newcastle. I cannot bring Havertz, who I don't know. Maybe Gakpo, maybe Gakpo. And then again, Gakpo is a Newcastle away. But like I said, that's going to be goals there. I feel there's going to be goals in that game. So that is the spot. That is kind of.
Yeah, I think you only have. It's only Bruno. That's the problem. The rest of it, I think I'm pretty impressed with the rest of the team. To be honest, it's not like I can give you any more suggestions. This is like the best.
Or I go for at the back and then go for 3-3. And then upgrade one of
if you cannot find like a midfielder that impresses or stands out, I think you might just go like another.
So in that case, which midfielder? In that case, which defender will you consider?
Looking at the fixtures, let me see.
I have Arsenal 3 already. I have triple Arsenal. I have triple Manchester City. So it cannot come from there. Maybe Crystal Palace double up, but they play against Forest.
Forest, I don't know if they'll keep a clean sheet.
Everton, their first game in their new stadium. Will I want to go there? I don't trust Everton's defense, but of course Tarkowski is very good with DEFCONs. The new term DEFCONs.
DEFCONs.
Defensive contribution.
Yeah.
So what is your thought? What's your take there?
This is difficult, man. What about a Burnley defender since they're playing at home?
Because I have him on my bench. He's right there on my
bench. These two have been promoted, like
Yeah,
because they came up together. So it might be.
I feel Sunderland is better. I kind of feel Sunderland is the better team from game week one. From the game week one.
I think it's gonna be closer than most people think because most of these clubs that are promoted together, like
but you expect a clean sheet. You expect a clean sheet in that game.
That's true too. I don't know. How about a Bournemouth defender? Which Bournemouth defender is there for?
I already have 3 Bournemouth. Petrovic, Semenyo. But I can change maybe Petrovic and then bring in another goalkeeper and then bring in a Bournemouth defender. But who's Bournemouth defender that you pick? I don't know. I think Petrovic is the easiest pick into the Bournemouth defense. Yeah, it's tricky, but I think it's just one spot.
I think we need to take our time with this one.
But it's just
3-4-3 might be the way to go.
Yeah, 3-4-3.
I mean, I can say you can risk it and have instead of Bruno Fernandes, you can have a Cunha in there. I mean,
or something go with a
might be somebody like a differential who might
differential pick, right? Yeah, that could be something that I do. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it must be fun to play a free hit in the second game week.
Yeah, fun. That was the plan. And then game week 3, I'm back to my normal team with the home players, home based team. I call myself home based team.
I think you're in a strong position to continue to the first 3 game weeks to really do well. You know what I mean? And then keep your lead there. Just
definitely. I'm in a very good position.
Coasting.
Yeah, but I need to get the picks, especially free hit. If I get it right, then everything is perfect. Because
You can just be there up there, just be maintaining, you know.
Exactly, and by
FPL,
game
man,
that's the
that's
game,
how
yeah.
you play. That's how you play
That's
FPL.
the game. And once you have a good team from the start, you have the players that people are looking for, right? Like right now, other than Randers, like all my players are going up in rank. Or Semenyo and Randers, all my other players are going up in rank that I have, like the Kudus and all these things. Yeah. But let me see your team. Let's go to your team.
My team. Cells in goal, Cucurella, Van de Ven, Dogu. I think he's gonna play. That's why I brought him in from the bench. Palmer, Gakpo, Randers came in for Njai. I was like, when I watched that Everton game, I was so pissed off. I was like, I was looking to see something to be impressed, but I was like, yeah, I'm not impressed with this Everton team.
But they have a good fixture coming this week, right? Against Brighton.
Yeah, he was one of the last ones in my team that was like, I started off I was really high on him when I picked the team. But then as the preseason went on, I was like, not so sure about Njaya anymore. So you cannot compare Njaya and Reinders at this stage, so we'll see.
I will get Reinders at some point. I'm not gonna rush it, but I will get him. He's a good pick, to be honest.
He's
good
in. I saw I can't even remember it, but I saw a report that said that Pep is gonna he can play in 3 different positions. So Pep can use in 3 different ways. He's gonna be in that team. The only problem is how close how close is he gonna be from the opposition's box, or how close is he gonna be to Haaland. That's depending on the amount of points. But he is gonna be heavily in Pep's team this season. So we'll see. Bob too. What's his name again? Oscar Bob. Yeah, he's
Gambian.
Yeah, I think that right spot might be his this season, because last season, remember, he had a good preseason.
Yeah, he was supposed to be that,
and then
right?
he had the injury, and then he was out for the season. So I think he's going to be back. I pray to God he doesn't get injured again. Touch wood.
Should I go for him with in the bench boost?
Yeah.
Or in the free hit?
Might be somebody to consider. I mean, if he's playing, you might just bring him in the team, man. But it's Tottenham, though. So I mean, I'm skeptical of this Tottenham. I really have, because I know that the coach, the Brentford coach, like, he is a really good defensive coach, and he approaches games like game by game basis. So he's going to expect that, Man City is an attacking team. He's going to go like five midfielders.
Yeah, I think he will play 5 at the back.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, this is my team, and then I have Pedro front, Watkins, and then Richarlison. So it's a difficult game week, though. Game week 2 is a difficult. I was supposed to play my bench boost this game week, but I was like, yeah, let me postpone. When I saw the fixtures, I was like, it's a bit tricky.
I was talking about away players. Your team too seems like everybody is away.
Yeah. That's I was because it's just Reinders, and STV. That's it.
Yeah.
And who's that? The Dubravka. The rest of the players are all away. I didn't even realize that until I was about to click the thing. I was like, this is not a good game week to play the bench boost. Let me check for game week 3. So I might bench boost in game week 3. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah,
how about Esteve? You don't starting him. You don't trust him.
Esteve, let me I might, but he came in. He was in the bench because of Dogo. I think. Do you think who has the higher potential in this game?
Van der Ven, with the defensive contribution now, when you play against a tough team, you don't have to worry too much about playing your defenders, because they can get points still without.
I might just remove Van der Ven, for Esteve.
It's Man City, right? At the end of the day.
Man City, yeah, it's Man City.
Away on top of that.
So. How about Dubravka? Do you fancy Dubravka will do?
Yeah, personally, if I have the two, I think it's difficult to go both Dubravka and Esteve, but I don't mind it personally, because I believe they have the best. If you look at it, I believe they have the best fixtures, right? In terms of, if you compare the two goalkeepers, you believe that the Dubravka have the better fixture than Cells. You would like to believe that. Of course, Cells is the better goalkeeper, playing in the better team. But sometimes I tend to lean towards the better fixture more than the better player. And in this case, I would, mm, I would play the both of them if I was.
I'll give it some thought and see. Yeah, it might be
Yeah,
the
like,
better
I just love my home
tweak
fixture.
to tweak the starting. Yeah, to tweak the starting 11. Minte, do you think Minte comes in for any of these players
I think he starts against Everton.
ahead of
He
who? Like, who in this team do you think Minte can
Yeah,
start?
it's a difficult,
It's a difficult
like
difficult
okay,
one.
I know you will not bench Richarlison after scoring 2 goals. That is not gonna happen against Man City. But I think if I was in the position,
Hmm.
try to take my biases out. I still feel playing Everton away is easier than playing
Man
Man
City
City
away.
away. That's
Hmm.
that is my take. And then Minty is a midfielder, so extra goal
More
for it.
points.
Yeah, more points. Everything is
I
not.
might just see how it looks. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
1 hour 5 minutes.
All right, so that's it. Viewers, we've come to the end of the pod. Go to Classic FPL podcast. Please check out Jollof Football Bantaba, home of Gambian football, as always. Give it the plugs. Check out our socials. Please join also mini league. It's always fun. It's a very competitive league as
It's in the
well. So
description, right?
yeah, thanks you guys for supporting the pod as always. We catch you guys on the next one.